Good morning. I'm going to be very brief, but I wanted to give you a few tidbits before Mary comes on. In regard to the 457 and 401A plans, in total, there's about 18,000 accounts. That's from current employees and employees that have left. That's both the 457 and the 401A, just to give you an idea of the scope of it. And as far as who does what, we've got the Empower Home Office in Denver. They're the custodian and record keeper. They take the money in, they cut all the checks, they produce the statements. They've literally got hundreds and hundreds of plans and millions of participants. Depending if an employee is talking to home office, they may not always know the ins and outs of this particular plan, and that's why, just the scale of it. But as far as people closer to home, many of you probably met Robert. He is the gentleman that goes around to all the different counties for Empower, and he does a lot of signing people up. He does financial planning, very great resource to have. There are 111 different counties out there spread out over the whole state. So, he can't get through all the counties all the time, but he sure does make a big effort at doing as much as he possibly can. And then on this end of things, I talk to people more on the back end when they're getting ready to retire or leave the county, tell them what their options are, what their balances are. I also act as a plan administrator, signing off or approving electronically now, all the distributions, hardships, death claims, rollovers, that type of thing, along with trying to keep the plan straight. I kick a lot of people out. They leave and they have small balances. Then they have to do something with their money. If they've got bigger balances, then they can leave them there. And then as far as administratively, a lot for you guys, as far as getting maybe set up with ACH, getting set up with login ID, as far as getting into the Plan Service Center. This is a great person to talk to. And at this point, I will turn it over to Mary Favaro. You can't do what we do without you.
Okay. Thank you, Richard, for that introduction. Good to see everybody here today. Nice to see your faces. I know I probably talked to a lot of you on the phone or emailed you. So first I want to express on behalf of myself and Empower our gratitude to be able to join you here today in person. And I'd like to welcome everyone joining us virtually as well. As Richard mentioned, my name is Mary Favaro. I am the Senior Administrative Assistant for the St. Louis Empower office. And I've been with Empower for 9 years. I work very closely with the county when administering the 457 and the 401A plan. So today we are going to go through a little bit of those administrative duties that you have. So here's our agenda for today. We're going to do a brief overview of the SURF 457 and the 401A savings plan, talk about what they are, how they work. Then we'll talk about your role as a county administrator with those plans. We'll touch on the Plan Service Center, which is PSC is what we call it for short. It's the Plan Service Center. That's where you're going to be processing your payroll contributions, remitting your funding for the contributions to the Plan Service Center as well. There's a lot of different things you'll be doing in there as well. We'll go over that later. And then we'll touch on how to schedule meetings with Robert Eastburn, either for him to come out to your county. I also have a flyer for Robert that has a QR code that you could have set up in your break room or whatever, and your employees can just take their phone and scan the QR code, and it goes straight to his calendar, shows what days he has available, what times, and they could just set up a meeting with him right then and there. Okay, and then we'll also talk about resources that are available to assist you with the administrator of the plan. So, and then we'll open it up for questions. All right, so first we're going to talk about SURF savings. SURF savings plan is really two parts. The first one being the SURF 457 plan, and we'll talk about that. It's deferred compensation plan, retirement savings plan that allows eligible employees to supplement any existing retirement and pension benefits by saving and investing before tax dollars through a voluntary salary contribution. So basically, it's the government equivalent of a 401k. The contributions and any earnings on those contributions are tax deferred until the money is withdrawn from the plan. And then the distributions are subject to ordinary income tax. To be eligible, you must be enrolled in the SURF pension plan to participate in the SURF 457 retirement plan. You're eligible to enroll immediately following your date of hire. So that's the 457 plan, and now we're going to talk a little bit about the SURF 401A plan. So the SURF 401A plan is the retirement savings plan that's designed to allow your employer to supplement their employees' existing retirement and pension by contributing to the plan on their behalf. So any contributions and earnings on the contributions are tax deferred, as I mentioned earlier, same as the 457 until the money is withdrawn. So any employee who is not a member of Loggers is required to make a contribution of 0.7% of his or her compensation via their payroll deduction into the 401A plan. So let's talk about the SURF match. So if you make contributions into the voluntary SURF 457 plan, SURF may match 50% of your contributions up to the first 4% of included compensation. SURF matching contribution is subject to approval on an annual basis. And to be eligible, you must be enrolled in the SURF pension plan and the 457 retirement plan, and must have worked at least 1,000 hours to be eligible. You are eligible to enroll immediately following your date of hire. All right, so talked about the 457, the 401A, and now the IRS contribution limits. So every year the IRS decides how much we can contribute to our retirement plan, what the limit is. So for 2023, the contribution limit is $22,500. If you're age 50 or older, you can contribute an additional $7,500 for a total of $30,000. The 457 plan may also offer a special catch-up if employees are eligible to contribute in the past that didn't. So there's a lot of special rules that apply with the special catch-up. And if you have any more questions, I would defer you to Robert Eastburn about the special catch-up because there's a lot of do's and don'ts with that. So, all right. So your role as county administrator. Talk a little about that. So your role as a county administrator is to coordinate with SURF headquarters and Empower on all the functions that are associated with the SURF 457 and the 401A plan for your county. So you communicate the information to employees as well about the plans and assist them with getting enrolled. And you're going to process your contributions, like I said, to the SURF 457 and 401A plans by logging into the Empower Plan Service Center. Now, if you already have a user ID for the Plan Service Center, you might be familiar with email notifications from Empower. When that happens is if an employee goes either online or calls the client service number and makes a change to their deferral amount, you're going to get a notification from us that says, you know, somebody made a change. Log into the Plan Service Center and upload the deferral file. It will have their information, what changes they've made, so you can make those changes, update your payroll file accordingly. So, so you'll also be remitting contributions and funding for employee payroll contributions using ACH debit. That is the preferred method I know a lot of you send checks. We do highly recommend using ACH debit to send those funds in. Also, you'll be able to upload employee forms directly in the Plan Service Center. So are you currently set up with the user ID with the Plan Service Center? If you're not sure, we can take a look today after the presentation and I can pull it up and see if you have a user ID. If not, I do have those forms available with me today. We can get you started on that process. Once we put in the request, usually takes 3 to 5 business days. You'll get an email from Empower. It will have the website, link to the website, your user ID, and a temporary password. You'll go in and you can change your password once you get logged in. If you click on login help, there's a little blue button there. But yeah, then of course, we'll talk about that a little bit later here. So this is a sample of the form that I have with me today. It's already pre-built for you, basically. All you would need to do is put your name, email address, and a contact phone number. And then, of course, your division number on the first page. Like I said, I do have those available. If you're not already set up, we can get you started with that today. All right, so logging into the Plan Service Center. Once you get logged in, once you get your user ID, they're going to send you the website. You're going to click on it, and this is the page that's going to pop up. You're going to scroll to the bottom there where it says Retirement Plan Sponsor, and that's where we're going to click to log in. So here's where you're going to use your username and password that you were assigned, and put those in those little boxes there, and then click Sign In. It's going to take you to another page. It's going to ask to verify your identity. It's going to ask to send you a code. You're going to click that drop down and have it sent to your email address. Usually comes right away, maybe within a minute or so. Once you get that, you're going to, we ask that you don't copy and paste it because sometimes, I don't know why, but it doesn't work when you do that. So we do ask that you type that in manually. And then there's a little box that you can check that says, remember this device. That way you don't have to get a code each time you log in. So once you're logged in, this is going to be your landing page. There's a couple of different ways to navigate through the landing page. If you look on the left here, it's going to be the dashboard. It's going to have a list of different options to choose from, or you can click on that little button to the right that says, I want to. And that's going to open a whole nother page with different options. You may not have access to everything on this page, so I suggest you just go in there, click around and see if you do have access to certain items like managing payroll or managing your profile, viewing reports, and the such. All right, so back to navigating the dashboard. I have highlighted here the participant tab. Once you click on that, it's going to open a sub menu, and this is where you can search employees, either by social, by name, by employer ID. You can also add an employee right here on the site, and this is where all the forms are located as well. So click on employee forms. You can download those and save them to a file on your computer somewhere. And you can upload documents with this tab as well. We'll talk about that further down the line too. So navigating the payroll tab for payroll. So once you click on payroll, another submenu is going to open up. There's going to be a list of options here. Mostly you're going to just use either upload payroll file or enter payroll. So if you have 50 or less employees that are contributing to the plan, you're probably going to be using guided payroll, where you just go in. The first time you're going to enter everything manually, but then it'll be there. The next time you go in, you can just copy from a previous remittance. If you have more employees than that, usually going to be uploading a file. So you'll click on upload a file. So let's talk a little bit more about that, submitting your payroll information for the county. So like I said, again, you're going to click on the payroll tab, and depending on how you remit your payroll, I do have, like here, that says enter payroll, upload payroll file. I have some videos that's going to walk you through how to remit either way, uploading a file or by using guided payroll. I'm going to email that to all of you. I have actually a list of tutorial videos and a couple websites that I think would be very informative for you guys. I'm going to email that to you later today or tomorrow possibly. And I do suggest that you take some time to kind of go through those, because it really does help to watch those little videos, watch you step by step through how to do it. You can always call me too if you run into problems. All right, so here's the tutorials for processing the payroll contributions, either by using a file or uploading. And like I said, I do have a list that I will be emailing out to you. So funding payroll contributions for your county. So like I said, this is the preferred method for many reasons. It's simple, it's secure, it's accurate. It's the most timely process for your employees. There's no delay. And it addresses a lot of common issues that we come across, like you may have a file out there, but no funding for the file, or they've received a check and there's no file. So if you're set up with ACH debit, it all just happens automatically. One thing I want to assure you of is you have complete control of when those funds are debited from your bank account. We cannot just go out and pull money. You have to tell us when to do that. It's up to you. All right, so set up with ACH debit. You're going to go to the home page, the dashboard, and you're going to scroll down to Fiduciary Center. This is to add your banking information. And then you're going to click on View Banking Information. Now, you may already have banking information out there. If you do, this is where you'll see it. If you may need to make updates to that banking information, this is where you would do that, just by clicking Update. Also, this Empower code is, sometimes your bank will ask for a code before they can release the funds to Empower. So this would be that code as well. All right. So when you click on Update, there's going to be another page that opens up, and it's going to allow you to put new banking information here. You're going to enter the routing number, the account number, and then what type of account it is, either checking or savings. And then you're going to click on Continue. So like I talked about before, when you're processing your payroll contributions online, you're going to get to this last page here, and it's going to say, it's going to ask you to put the cash effective date in. So I wanted to point out that that can be future dated. Say you're out a couple days and you're going to be out a couple days. You've got the file in there, but you just don't want it funded yet. You can change that cash effective date, and then the funds will not be withdrawn from your debit bank until the next day when you're back. So day one, you would upload the file. Day two would be the cash effective date. And day three would be the debit from your county bank. Also, I want to point out here that make sure that you click that little button that says I have read and accept all warnings on notices on this page. Every page has that same warning. Doesn't mean anything. It just, just have to click that box before it'll let you continue. Okay, so uploading forms to the Plan Service Center. And we're at the landing page, and you're going to click on Participant. And then you're going to search that participant either by social name or employee ID. There could be a lot of them that pop up. You click on the one that you want by verifying either the last four of the social or employee ID. And once you click on that participant, your account's gonna formulate in front of you here, and there's gonna be 3 buttons in blue, and you're gonna click on Upload Documents. There's gonna be a drop down here. It's gonna ask you what type of document you're uploading. There's gonna be different options like information change requests, a rollover form, transactions. If you're not sure, just click Other. There is an option for Other there. And then you're going to go down to Select File to upload. You'll browse and then you'll find the file and then just click that Upload button. If you already have it open on your computer, you can also click and drag it to that box next to that. And then the next page, you're going to click on Upload. Here you can add additional comments if you want before you click Upload. Okay. Anybody have any questions so far? Yeah.
So when I do this, sometimes I'll get the notification that it has been complete, it's successful, and then I'll have an issue where the information's not there.
Oh.
What?
So you have an issue where it's not.
Yeah, so like when I get to the completed part, I always print it out and put it with my paperwork. And then like we'll go in to do a contribution and then the information will not be there.
Okay. So you may want to give it 24 hours
Okay.
to show up. Yeah, I would just give it 24 hours and then check the next day. If it's not there, call me and we'll figure out what happened, okay?
Is it-
So yeah, usually it's not instant, you know, sometimes it takes a few hours, sometimes it takes 24 hours before it's updated, okay?
Wasn't sure if somebody had to.
No. Yeah. All right, so once you click on upload, you should receive a confirmation that it has been completed. And this is also where you can click that button that says upload another document on the same page. So you have to go back out and go back in, just click upload another document. Okay. So talked a little bit about Plain Service Center, how to navigate through there. Like I said, I've got some videos that are very helpful with navigating through the Plan Service Center. And now let's talk about assisting your employees with the plan. So online enrollment options for the required SURF 401 contributions, non-logger counties are going to be submitted through the payroll file. Your county will either submit those contribution files to Empower by payroll bridge provider, a payroll file uploaded directly through the Empower Plan Service Center, or guided payroll through the Empower Plan Service Center. Now, if an employee for the 401A plan is not on the Empower system, you can manually add these employees through the Plan Service Center by clicking on that Add Employee button on the dashboard. So once your employees are added to the file, they're going to receive an email that their account has been set up, and information to access the account and update their investment allocations, add beneficiary information. And I do have a video that will manually walk you through how to add employees in the resource guide that I'll be emailing out to you. So if you run into any issues, this is our plan tech support team number. It's a good number to have on hand, especially if it's anything to do with uploading files or payroll system. They're pretty good about walking you through it and getting it taken care of. So online enrollment for the SURF 457, they can go to www.empower.com, or there is an Empower mobile app they can use and upload and just enroll right on their phone. There's a tutorial I'll be sending out for that as well, or they can call these 800 numbers and speak to a retirement representative and they will get them enrolled right on the phone. Okay, so resources for administrators and participants. So this is the flyer I was talking about that I have available here today. I will have it out in the front desk for you to take with you. This is how to set up meetings with Robert Eastburn, the retirement plan advisor for the SERF 457 and 401A plan. This is his QR code that your employees can scan, and like I said, it'll open up his calendar, and they can select when they would like to meet with him. And also, this is good for, you can call Richard or email him to schedule him to come out to your county and just meet with all your employees. But he's been doing that a lot lately. For a while there, he wasn't because of COVID, but he's a pretty busy guy right now. So, okay. So any county level administration questions for the plan tech support team? That's that 800 number. When you're processing payroll, mostly that's the number to call. Like if you have trouble logging in or you get stuck somewhere in the middle where you're trying to upload something, they can see what you see. And they can walk you through step by step where the issue is, try to clear that. You can also call our St. Louis office toll free or call me directly if you have my direct number. And then there's another video that will be on that list that's got everything that's on the Plan Service Center, all the resources. And like I said, I highly recommend saving that for future use. So last year we came up with a couple flyers for this county administrator resource guides. So we had to kind of update them because we did have a name change. We were Empower Retirement. Now we're just Empower. So some of those links were changed. So we had to go in and update those links on these resource guides. This guide would kind of just tell you the same thing we just talked about, a little more in detail, and then click the links and there's little videos for that as well. The other one is for how to assist your employees with the plan. Got Robert's QR code on here as well. And I will be sending those out via email to all of you. And like I said, call me directly, the 800 number, email me. I'm always happy to help you with anything. If you have questions or if you're stuck with something, be more than happy to help you out. So anybody have any questions?